So hello friends, in this video I am going to show you all the bones of the human body. So let's start with the skull. So this is the skull of our human body, which consists of our brain. At the top you can see these type of projections on the top. These projections are known as sutures. These are something kind of a joint which is important in the role of the childbirth. It plays an important role in childbirth. So these sutures are very important at that stage. Now if you open this, you will get the place where the brain is there. And now let's come to the face. So here you can see that this is the zygomatic bone, this is the lacrimal bone, this is the vomer, then palatine, then these are the two inferior nasal concha, and these are the maxilla. This one is the mandible. Here you can see the ethmoid bone, and this one is the sphenoid bone. This black circular opening is probably the foramen magnum, calvaria, or the cap of the head. Now I am placing this on the top. Now you can see the major bones of the head, that is the forehead, frontal, parietal, occipital, and the temporal lobes. Remember that teeth are not a part of the human skeletal system because teeth originates from the ectoderm, whereas bones originate from the mesoderm. Two origins are different, and the outer covering of the teeth is made up of enamel, which is a acellular layer, whereas the outer covering of the bones, or entirely the bones, is made up of one kind of cell which is known as osteocyte. Now let's study the torso region along with the vertebral column, the pelvic girdle, and the pectoral girdle along with the hands. Let's start with the vertebral column. Remember that the vertebral column is the arrangement of small bones to form a linear chain. First, you got the C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, these 7 cervical vertebrae. Then you got the thoracic vertebrae T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8, T9, T10, T11, T12, up to 12. The thoracic vertebrae gives origin to a pair of ribs on both sides, as you can see. Now you got the lumbar vertebrae L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, and you got the sacrum and then the coccyx, which is the tailbone. So the ribs now. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 ribs are independently joining the body of gladiolus of the sternum. This one is joining the manubrium, as you can see here. So the anatomy of sternum is the manubrium, this is the body of gladiolus, and this is the xiphoid process. So again back to the ribs, the 8, 9 and 10th rib is joining a cartilage which is further joining the sternum. Now you got the last two ribs, which is 11 and 12th rib, which are known as floating ribs. Now let's study the anatomy of the pelvic girdle. This is the pelvic girdle. It has two bones which is known as coxal bones. Here you can see the coxal bone. This is the right coxal bone and this is the left coxal bone. So in the coxal bone you can see that this is the ilium, this one is the ischium, and this one is the pubis. So these three bones are making a hollow shaped region here. As you can see here, this hollow shaped portion, my finger is visible right here. Here the head of the femur, this is the head of the femur, it gets attached like this, it gets attached. This portion is known as the acetabulum, and these two coxal bones are joined through a cartilage which is a fibrous connective tissue, which is the pubic symphysis. Now you got the pectoral girdle, and in the pectoral girdle you can see this is the clavicle, and this is the scapula. This is the spine of the scapula, which is sharp, as you can see. Now, the portion where the humerus gets attached, the head of the humerus gets attached, is known as the glenoid cavity. This one is the humerus, and this is the radius. This is the radius, and this is the ulna. Now, this is the hand. As you can see, there are further metacarpal and carpal bones, and these are the phalanges. So, these are the proximal phalanges, and these one are the distal phalanges. These are the carpal bones. This is the lunate. This is the capitate. This one is the hamate. This one is the hamate. As you can see, this one is the hamate. Okay, and there are further many bones here, divisions. So, and there is one joint here, as you can see. This one is a boil and socket joint. So, this is the portion. And the vertebral column, the gap between each vertebral column is interlinked between each other with a intervertebral disc. So it is gone now. Now you get the legs. This is the femur, which is the largest bone in the body and the strongest bone in the body. This is the head of the femur. This is the main body of the femur, and this one is the patella. This is the tibia, which is known as the shin bone, and this is the fibula, which is the cup bone. These are the tarsals, and these are the metatarsals, and these are the phalanges. Again the same. These are the proximal phalanges, and these are the distal phalanges. Here you got cuboid, navicular, that type of bone. This is the anterior view, and this is the posterior view of the skeleton. Now, as you can see, this is the femur, and these are the tibia, fibula. This is the anterior view, and this one is the posterior view. This is the calcaneus. Here you stand like this on your feet, just like this, and now it joins like just like this. It is difficult to show with one hand, but wait. Like this. It is a ball and socket joint. As you can see, this is the ball and socket joint. This. And now you got here another bone. This is also joint. Like this. This one also gets folded, just like this. The same for this. The hand, it is same. And here you got the skull. It is placed on the foramen magnum. Here is your skeleton ready. This is the skeleton. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Thank you.